If you are once again looking for an easy weeknight dinner, then you've come to the right spot because this lentil sweet potato curry is filled with healthy, inexpensive pantry staples and it's ready in just over 30 minutes. So let's get cooking. Hello friends, and welcome to my channel and welcome to my new kitchen. If this kitchen looks new to you, it's new to me too. I just moved in here, which is why I haven't had a new video in a few weeks, but welcome back. This is where I'll have all of my new videos from now on, so get used to the scenery. One of the reasons I'm sharing this recipe this week is because I myself need a lot of easy recipes and the Instant Pot always does the trick. And I've had a lot of requests for more Instant Pot recipes, so here we go. We're going to start by slicing up a sweet potato and a yellow onion and mincing some garlic. So let's go ahead and take our sweet potatoes. I'm using some Jewel sweet potatoes, so they have that nice orange flesh in the center. I like to keep the skin on. It is a good way to get a little more fiber. I don't mind the texture and it does get cooked down pretty well in the Instant Pot. But of course, if you prefer a softer sweet potato, you can remove the skin. It's also a nice way to save on a little bit of time. I don't love peeling potatoes, so we're just going to dice these up into about 1-inch pieces. They don't need to be too small, but you want them to be mostly uniform because they are all cooking at the same time. About like this, in these little 1-inch cubes. And then I have one medium yellow onion, and I'm going to dice this up finely. I like to use yellow onion because it's a little bit sweet, but you can use white onion as well. Even red onion would work here. It's always a beautiful day when you can slice an onion without crying, and today is that day. This onion will get nice and soft because we're sauteing it and we're pressure cooking it, so don't worry too much about being uniform with the size. Adjust this one to taste. I'm going for 4 large garlic cloves, but you can do 8. So I like to use the back of my knife to smash it since I don't have that fancy garlic press. One of these days you'll be watching a video and notice, she finally got a garlic press. As far as prep goes, I honestly wait to mince my garlic until I'm cooking this stuff just because it's a better use of my time. I'm waiting on this to cook anyway. I might as well go ahead and mince garlic and get the rest of the ingredients, but for this video's sake, I'm mincing it now. When you have your Instant Pot ready to go, press, saute, and just adjust the timer to 7 or 8. We'll be cooking it until everything is softened. Now, just wait. Don't do anything at this point. Wait until this reads hot, and then we'll add the oil. This is how we prevent the burn error. We do not want the burn error, so just wait a sec. Now that this reads hot, we can go ahead and add in the olive oil. So I'm using 1 tablespoon of olive oil, just enough to coat the bottom of the pot. And it'll get really hot really quickly, so you can just go ahead and add in your sweet potatoes. We'll saute the sweet potatoes alongside the onion. Go ahead and add in that onion as well. Sprinkle it with about a ½ teaspoon of salt, and this will sweat the onion and sweet potato. Just stir it all together. And we'll cook this for 5 to 6 minutes until the onion is softened and becoming golden. The reason we're sauteing the sweet potato with the onion is because it softens it the littlest bit, but it gives it the opportunity to get a little golden, which is a major flavor enhancer. So it's been a few minutes and the onion is golden now, so I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic. We'll cook that for about a minute until you can really smell the garlic. Now just add the spices. So we're adding in 1½ tablespoons of curry powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin and ½ teaspoon of coriander seed, and ½ teaspoon of ginger powder. In the spirit of complete honesty, and I promise to always be honest with my recipes, I actually use minced ginger in the recipe. I use about a tablespoon, but I could not find fresh ginger anywhere at the grocery store. So I'm using ginger powder. It works. I think fresh ginger is always better, but you can use about ½ teaspoon of ginger powder in place of 1 tablespoon fresh minced ginger. And we'll stir all that together. Cook this for another 30 seconds. Do not forget to deglaze the pot. So to do that, just add a few tablespoons of vegetable broth. Stir it around, and what this does is removes any of that stuck on spices from the bottom of the pot. This is one of the most important ways to prevent the burn error. I recommend doing this in pretty much any Instant Pot recipe in which you saute ingredients. Next up, we're going to add 1 cup of vegetable broth. In addition to the amount that we use to deglaze the pot. So go ahead and add that in. We're using 1 cup of full fat coconut milk. I recommend stirring it all together since we're only using a little bit of it. That way you get some of the fat, some of the liquid, and not just part of it. And we'll measure that out as well, about 8 ounces. And add that in. Last but not least, let's not forget our lentils. We're using red lentils or orange lentils. Don't use green or brown lentils. Those have a different cook time. Orange lentils. They'll get nice and soft in here, a little bit mushy. That's what we want. What on earth? Aha. Measure out your lentils. And I recommend rinsing them before putting them in here. Sort out any debris or shrunken lentils. And go ahead and add those in. Everything together. And the sweet potato will not be completely covered. That's okay. Finally, we just put that lid on. So adjust your vent to ceiling. And we are going to cook this on high pressure for 5 minutes. So adjust that to pressure cook. And then adjust your time to 5 minutes. And this will take about 10 minutes to come to pressure. So just let it be. And then once that 5-minute timer is up, let the pressure release naturally. That means that the silver pin on top will drop back down and you'll be able to remove the lid without releasing any steam. That'll take about 10 minutes. So all in all, it takes about 10 minutes to come to pressure, 5 minutes to cook, 10 minutes to release all of that pressure on its own. While this is cooking, I like to make my rice. So I am doing some long grain white rice. Usually I would cook it in my Instant Pot. Clearly it's occupied, so I'm going to make it over on the stove. The pin dropped back down, which means all the steam has released, so I can take this lid off. And let's test a sweet potato for doneness. Oh, that went in so easily. You can stir everything together. At this point, I like to mix in a little bit of spinach for a pop of green and a little bit of iron and extra nutrition. I'll just add in a couple handfuls of spinach, and the heat of the pot should wilt it on its own. If you're having trouble wilting it, you can always just turn saute back on and it'll wilt really quickly. And that is it. Take a little bite, test for salt. Try not to burn your tongue. Oh, that's good. This recipe keeps in the fridge for about 3 to 4 days for best quality. You can also freeze it and it'll freeze for up to 3 months. Just let it thaw overnight in the fridge before reheating. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you make this recipe, let me know down below in the comments. I love hearing from you. Definitely leave a thumbs up if you want more videos like this. And of course, hit subscribe because I do share new videos every single week. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again in my kitchen next week.